We're not live yet. Yeah, we're
We're live.
live. We're live. It's a really dreary looking Friday afternoon here, but everybody is hyped up. Everybody's excited because the Atlanta Braves are playing the World Series about 40 minutes from where I sit right now. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, that's a little longer. It's a good hour.
What do they call that place? Truist Park or something like that? I don't know
Yeah.
what the new name of the place is.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway.
Named after Truett Cathy.
Why not? I mean,
Yes.
dude's got a lot of property around here. Anyway, it is watching Amazon, and somebody chooses to call me right at the moment where we're going live. Don't they know better at this point?
They should know better.
They really should know better. And who are you again?
A Bowl one to Cole one, John Colderice Lawson. What's up?
No funny hashtag name or
no, not today. I figured
King
I'd
of Commerce or
I just,
there's a joke in there, but I'll let it slide. All right, and I'm Brent Leary.
There's a joke in there too.
There's no joke in there.
Yeah.
All right.
A joke right there. There's a joke right there.
Friday afternoon, a Halloween afternoon. I'm glad it's so nice. You're festive and you came to wear your costume. That's great. What are you dressed? So you're dressed as a Negro.
That's wow.
Anyway,
have to let that one go.
Yes, let it go.
Go let that one go.
Let it go. All right. Another week of stuff, a lot of earnings, man. Lots of earnings. Amazon, Shopify, Facebook, Microsoft, Google. We got numbers to go into, folks. Lots and lots of numbers.
Let's go.
You want to do something else? Why did you just like froze up there when we talked about no? Yeah, when I mentioned numbers, you just went, didn't move.
No, go for it.
Just falling asleep, taking a nap or something. I don't know.
Okay, just go.
Want to look at some numbers?
Yeah.
All right. If I can bring this up. Oh, I got to add this first. See, it looks StreamYard got a little difference. You notice we're in a different location on the screen.
Where at the bottom instead of the side?
Yeah, we're at the bottom. We can still go to the side.
Either or.
I like the bottom. You get bigger slide.
Yeah.
At the bottom. You notice that? I like that.
Okay. Well. Wow, such advancements.
All right, enough of the sarcasm. All right. Well, we started. Looks like the free cash flow, which I really don't pay that much attention to, but
no, me either.
Down 148%. So they spent some money on some stuff, apparently.
Yeah.
Let's look at some real numbers here. No, I don't want shit. There we go. Net sales. They still, I know everybody was bagging on them because they missed the estimates, right?
Right.
But it's still up, 15% year over year, $110 billion in sales.
Compared to
96 million.
No, percentage increase, year over year increase. 15%. That's the thing. No, but I'm saying compared to the last quarter. Do you know what it is? I don't know. That's what they were tripping on, part of it.
Yeah, well,
there's a slowdown. There's a definite slowdown.
There are. Somebody said the pandemic shopping is over.
Yeah,
something like that. We'll see. I'm not sure about that.
We'll see.
But $110 billion in sales, nothing to sneeze at. Net sales. Now, this is what I like to see, the trailing 12 months. So you get a full year view. And that's up 32% year over year, trailing 12 months. That's not anything to sneeze at. So they did $457 billion in sales the last 12 months. That's
crazy. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It's always about the expectations, but man,
I mean, it's just it's just a number.
They're rapidly approaching $500 billion in sales, annual sales, or 12 months sales. That's a lot, man. I'm glad I'm not a financial analyst, man.
Why?
Well, I mean, I see certain numbers and I'm like, that's fantastic. But if you don't know what the expectation is, that number might not be all that great to certain people.
Well, I mean, their expectation for the quarter was like 111,
and they were at
came in at 110.
Darn.
Yeah, that 1 billion really.
At 1 billion,
they missed that billion, man. But I mean, it's serious to the investment community. I mean, at one point today, I mean, right now, actually, I'm looking at extended hours. It's down over 4.5%.
That's what I'm saying. And so that 1 billion in loss in the expectation, not a loss.
Yeah.
Just not meeting the expectation. Yeah.
Right.
So it's that 1 billion in missed expectation cost them 5% of what's their market cap. It's definitely over $1 billion.
Yeah, it's definitely over $1 billion. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
All right, operating income. So they only made a measly 4.8 billion this quarter.
Yeah. But that was short of 7.4.
Yes. Somebody is saying John Lawson III is in the house.
Yeah, what's up, Yakub?
And he needs to stay there. Nobody wants to see him. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's down significantly.
Shooting him a high. What's up? Yeah, that is down significantly.
Yeah, but it's still 4.8 billion in operating income in a quarter. So I mean, but yeah, that's a drop.
That's a drop.
But look, operating income is up 42%.
Yes,
that's a significant step up.
So I mean,
it's 21 billion.
It's showing, that there's a lot of added costs to what they're doing right now.
Well, we all know what that means. That means they're invested in something.
Or right? We know what they're invested in. They're invested in warehouses, delivery, and employees.
Logistics, supply chain, distribution, all that kind of stuff. All right. Net income. So that's down. Oh, it looks like that's down about half year over year. Well, it does say down for. So I mean, that's but look, trailing 12 months. This is what so what's more important? Let me ask you this from a financial perspective. Is it year over year or trailing 12 months?
Well, to me,
yeah, to you.
Year over year is more important to me.
But doesn't trailing 12 months? All right, let me ask. This might be a dumb question. If you're looking at year over year, isn't trailing 12 months that?
Well, but trailing 12 months moves. It moves
every quarter, but year over year. Quarter, yeah.
So, but the thing is, it kind of, I don't know. The thing is that a trailing 12 months can go up and down, up and down. But when you look at it, it's a shorter window.
Trailing 12 months is every month, every quarter. You're
readjusting
the last 12 months.
Right. You're readjusting what the 12-month is. Right. But you could have a really bad month in there or bad quarter in there, and then you drop off the bad quarter somewhere, 3 quarters afterwards, and it's no longer factored in. I don't know. I like it more static and not moving.
More static and not moving. But
right. So this year, then this year to this year.
But don't you see more of a recency trend if you're looking at trailing 12 months?
Well, see, the thing is,
looking at this.
Right. But the thing is, recent trends have more movement in them.
Right. They're more volatile, I guess.
Right. So it doesn't give me the same picture,
Nope. Doesn't give you the same picture, but when you look at this is the year over year, and then this is trailing 12 months. Look at how big the difference that is, though. I don't get that. That's huge.
Up 50, down 50.
Versus down 50.
Up 51,
right.
down 50.
What are we not seeing in this picture?
Well, I can't see the numbers at the bottom.
You can't see the number at the bottom.
Because my head's in the way.
Oh, okay.
So this other one starts in Q3, right? So let's look at it. It's
all right,
Q3.
so this is the first one. Yeah, it starts in Q. But see, this is like I'm saying. Oh, okay, now I get it. All right.
You see the Q3 in 2020?
Well, if you look at this, this is 5 months. This is 5 months. I mean, five different quarters we're looking at.
Right.
But when you do trailing 12 months, you're still looking at what?
You know what? They have completely confused you.
I ain't the only one. Don't be trying to make me out.
I get it. I totally get it.
All right,
they're down. They're down, and then they're up. I don't get it now.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Come on, man, bro. Aren't you? Are you not watching?
Wow. Yeah, apparently not. All right, Thomas. See, this is what I was saying. Trailing 12 months sums up 4 past quarters. See, that's what I'm saying. This one is looking at 5 quarters because there's
but the other one is 5 quarters too.
Well, it's Q3 2020, Q4, Q1,
Q2. If they're in order,
that's 5. That's 5.
Go to the other one. It's 5 too.
But it must be only looking at
I don't know
the
what
last
that is.
4.
Well, you're making
it has to be looking at the last. Well, it says trailing 12 months.
I know what it says, but it's showing me something different.
I know, but it seems like they should have never put the Q3 2020 on here so that we just look at the last 12 months, which would be the last 4 of these bar graphs.
Yeah, 5 quarters cannot equal 12 months.
Right. So what I'm saying is this trailing 12 months, it really is we only should be seeing Q4 2020 to Q3 2021.
Right.
But that doesn't even look right. That doesn't look like.
I don't understand I don't get it. I don't get the bars. The bars are off.
All right. Thomas says trailing 12 months right now. Sugar because we know that there's a big difference here and what's going on.
Right.
And then there's a huge difference. What else?
Yes, trailing 12 months. He's right there. It does remove the fudge.
Right.
But I don't understand the chart.
Each bar is a year. No, not each bar is not a year.
Each bar is a quarter.
12, there'd be 12 bars here if there's a year.
But let's just stop. Let's isolate Q1 2021. That bar. It's right around the 25 billion.
Well, it's
right?
26,223. That's
all right. So now look at the next Q1 2021.
Yeah, that's above it. Right?
No, I'm saying now go to the other chart. And we're going to look at that same bar. That's what's confusing me.
That's what I'm saying. It's like one chart has it down 50. The other chart has
No, I'm not saying that. Look at where it's at. The Q1 2021 is at 7 billion. The other chart we were looking at, it was at, you see what I'm saying? Look at the left-hand column. See that? That's 25 billion on the left.
Right.
And then on 7 billion. I don't get this.
Because this comparison and this comparison is not the same. It's not on the same scale, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the hell that's talking about. How is net income trailing 12 months different from net income for the year? Anyway, in a single quarter.
All right, I got him. I think I understand.
Oh, okay, good. Because I don't.
Well, what Thomas said was true. Each bar on this thing accounts for 12 months of revenue. It's broken into quarters.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Thomas. That'd be like going. Got it.
Each one of these bar. Okay, whereas this guy is strictly quarters.
Okay.
All right.
Now
So
I get it.
12 months,
okay.
trailing 12 months. That's why I kind of like the trailing 12 months because, well, anyway, I think they're both.
I think you have to look at them both. You have to
you
take
gotta
them
look at
both
them both.
into account.
It's just whiplash seeing how one of the quarterly alone is down 50, where the trailing 12 months for the last quarter is up 50.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's interesting. All right. North America, sales up 10%, operating down 61%.
Okay.
All right.
Explain operating income. That's the cost to do the business versus the cost or the amount of money you brought in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's investment.
Income. Yeah, they spent some money.
They spent a lot.
They invested some money, right?
Right. Okay. Got it.
And they do that all the time. There's going to be some quarters that they plow money into, investment into, and it takes it down like that. That's kind of the way they do it, right?
Yeah.
International. Wow. Look at the operating income on international.
Again, that looks like investment.
I'm guessing that's true, and they're probably funneling more in the places like India, where they're trying to build
the infrastructure there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
See, that makes sense. All right. AWS is just a cash machine still. Look, there's nothing but up 439, up 38, up 40 adjusted.
Now you're the one that watches this. How is that in comparison to Microsoft?
Well, we do have Microsoft. I will show that.
Yeah. Did they break this out like that?
No, Microsoft doesn't break it down. They break it. There's a category that like Azure would roll up into a category, but they don't break out Azure specifically on its own. But look at the run rate. AWS is now a $64 billion annual business on its own. In every quarter, it's almost $5 billion in profit. I mean, that's a machine.
That's because it is a machine.
Yeah, it
is actually a machine, bro. It actually is a physical machine.
Let me see what he's saying about their year-over-year chart shows the revenue of 1 quarter per bar. Yeah. Yep. In comparison to MS, it is low. Well, let me see. I think I have. Let me.
I don't want to make you. I don't want to make you like search.
No, I've got all these. I've got these. Here is. I think Microsoft is in here somewhere. There's Facebook. There's Google.
Oh my gosh. You mean Meta?
Or should I say Meta?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go.
Meta.
Let me show you Google for it because that's easy to get to right now. Look at Google's doing here. Operating income up 21 billion, up 88%. I mean, just for a quarter. Income of $21 billion. And that's up 88%. Net income was $18.9 billion for the quarter. We continue to generate strong free cash. That's nice for you. We ended the third quarter with 142 billion in cash and marketable securities.
Cash, bitches.
Cash rules everything.
Damn.
142 billion. What can you not buy?
That's insane, kind of. It's stupid. It is actually stupid. It is.
21 billion
It's
operating
stupid.
income 20. But think about it. Operating income was 21 billion. Net income was 18.9. They hardly spend any money to make the money they make.
Because it's a machine.
Well, it's all based on ads. See, it's the I don't know. The ad model is sort of to me, it's starting to look like a deck of cards because of what Apple is doing. I've got Apple's numbers too. Matter of fact, is Apple? Yeah.
Yeah,
All
but
right,
Apple's got a problem.
Everybody's got a problem, but Apple's just still
Apple's numbers
killing it.
were, they missed
All
the
right,
street
we'll show
too.
it to you. They missed estimates.
That's what I said. They missed the street.
Yeah, but they ain't missed no cash. All right, so Google search and other advertising revenues, 37.9 billion in the quarter, up 44%. YouTube advertising, 7.2 billion, up 43%.
Now that's amazing.
Is it amazing? It seems pretty ordinary to me. These numbers always seem to go up around 35 to 50%.
But I'm saying it's still going up.
Oh, it's with a bullet. I don't know if I have this. Oh, I think I do. Somebody looked deeply enough and looked at Amazon's advertising numbers. And
they don't break that out.
Somebody did. There was a story in the information, and I think I've got it. Let me go behind the screen here, and I will show you. There's some opportunity to look at that because there was a story that came out just this morning from the information. Here it is. Watching privacy. All right, let me bring this up. This was some fascinating stuff, and this is how I got the number. All right.
Did you know Microsoft passed Apple in the market cap?
Yeah, well, they go back and forth. If one of them has a bad day, like loses 5%, that's usually what happens. All right. So this story came out. Amazon and Roku gird for battle over viewer data and latest streaming data war. All right. We'll keep that in mind. But here, this is the number I was talking about. All right. Did you know that Roku generated roughly 500 million this last quarter in ads?
Really?
Everybody is making money. So they are a $2 billion ad business, Roku, when you look at it like that. All right. So Amazon on Thursday reported third quarter sales of $8 billion in the revenue category that is mostly advertising. So if most of $8 billion was advertising, Amazon, think about this. If that's true, Amazon is doing as much in ads as YouTube is?
Nah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Be surprised.
No way.
I wouldn't look at all the things that Amazon has invested in. They bought
this is crap. I don't know where this came from.
This came from
I know you came from that information page, but
these guys are pretty thorough.
I don't care. That number, it makes 0 sense.
It says
I will call bullshit on that. There's no way they are doing the same
third quarter sales
ads
of $8 billion
as YouTube
in the revenue category. That is mostly advertising. It's not Google and Facebook numbers. It's just looking strictly at YouTube.
Yeah, there's no way.
I can believe it.
Okay, believe it then.
Look at all the content Amazon has, and not just like Thursday Night Football, but they have this whole category of, they got their own premium content. They've got the IMDb database that's all voice. Video over ads. You don't be surprised if this ends up being right.
Whatever.
But look, the percentage increase is probably right too, 49%.
Let's put this out there.
All the other ones.
Let's put this out there. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
500 hours of content is uploaded to YouTube every minute.
Right.
Okay.
And all that, and most of that content is user generated. So the amount of money they get for ads per video is going to be
Very
pennies
low
compared to what
it is. Pennies. It's
Amazon.
absolutely pennies. But
Right.
but when I'm trying to compare apples to oranges here, you can't even come close to the amount of content that is on YouTube versus the amount of
A lot of
content.
that content isn't making any
Let
money
me
though.
finish. Let me finish.
Well, I'm just telling you.
A lot of that
It is.
content has
It's
advertising
garbage.
on it. A lot of that content has advertising on it.
Yeah.
And
most
people
of
are
the
paying for those ads.
Most of the people who are creating content are making
Well,
like a
let me
couple
just put it
$100
like this.
a month in
The
advertising.
day that Amazon
revenue.
actually surpasses YouTube in ad revenue, we will all know it, not just the informants or whatever.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Whatever those guys are named.
Amazon is, I think it's the information. Amazon doesn't break out stuff to go against just
That's
YouTube.
what I'm saying. So where do they get this from?
They
made it up.
They will break it out when they are really on the heels of
Trust and
Facebook
believe.
and Google. Not
If
just
they were
YouTube.
beating YouTube, they'd break it out already. Bet.
Well, and then again, look at what it says. This is all this is speculation to a certain extent based off of well, all right, $8 billion in the revenue category.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't even know exactly what that is, but they're saying that is mostly
up.
Well, it's saying that is mostly advertised. Yeah, they don't break it out, so they got it. That's got to be put somewhere, right? I mean, it's not AWS, it's not retail, so it's got. There's another bucket, and apparently the other bucket is doing $8 billion, and these folks are speculating that most of that bucket is advertising. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. Which is Amazon revenue category that Roku refers to. That's what we're just discussing. I don't know. I don't know it personally.
Again, they just made it up.
I would say, does Amazon break? I don't think they made it up. Does Amazon break out devices? How do they break out their own device sales? Is that
I'm
revenue?
guessing.
Is that
I'm guessing that's part of their. I'm guessing that's just part of their retail.
So if that's the case, then if there is this revenue category and advertising would fit under that, I would think. I wouldn't be surprised if whatever that revenue category is, advertising does make up a significant amount of
it. So what they're saying is that Amazon's ad revenue is $8 billion. Is that what they're saying?
They're saying that this revenue category was $8 billion in third quarter sales.
And they think that's ads.
They said that revenue category, that is mostly advertising. They didn't say it was all advertising.
Well, what's the other stuff in there? Well, anyway, I don't know.
Well, this story wasn't about all the other stuff. It was just about advertising.
All right, so I just found this. It says YouTube ad revenue is $7 billion in the quarter.
That's what it says. 7.2 billion. Yeah.
And
they got it from the report just like I did.
They're saying that Amazon's ad revenue, which nobody knows, but they're saying that they've calculated it at $8 billion. That's what this story is. Yeah.
This is what they're saying. Amazon on Thursday reported third quarter sales. Amazon reported third quarter sales of $8 billion in the revenue category. Revenue
category.
See, the slides that we had that Amazon put in there doesn't break that stuff down.
Right.
Now, maybe there's something else that these guys are looking at, which I wouldn't be surprised if there was.
Their crystal ball.
It could be.
It has to be. I mean, if they don't break it out, then where are you going to get it?
Look, these guys are reporters. They're not just bloggers. So they got sources.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Fake news. Fake.
I'm not going to say it's fake news. I can't. These guys have journalism backgrounds. They're not just dudes writing about stuff.
Well,
so I don't know. Anyway, we all know that Amazon is doing a significant amount on ads.
Yes.
And it is over. Remember a few years ago, it was the estimate was 10 billion. And
so then that would be a retrench.
No, if it was 10 billion a couple of years ago and it's growing 49%,
that was over a year, wasn't it? That wasn't a quarter.
I'm saying a few years ago, and it was growing at quarter over quarter around 50%. That 10 billion could be up there in that 20 to 30 billion category at this point.
Maybe.
So it's feasible. It's kind of surprising. Maybe it's more surprising that YouTube is only at 7.2 billion. But think about this. That's still a $29 billion company on its own.
You're talking about
that's
YouTube.
That's nothing to sneeze at. That's
but scary. I mean, all right. And then, but what was Google's quarter?
They made 18 billion in profit, and then it was 21 billion in revenue.
Okay, so that's a third of Google's revenue.
That I can see that.
That's. I don't know if that's good or not.
I don't know.
I mean, it's too much for me to figure out now. But
right.
I would have expected it to be smaller.
But the most surprising thing to me is Roku is generating 500 million a quarter in
Who in the hell is advertising on Roku?
Apparently
a lot of people
because
I don't mean that in a bad way. I just would like to know, because I mean, if you're putting that kind of money in there, they must be getting some good, because I mean, when you talk about Roku, where do you advertise on Roku? In their Roku show channels? You know what I mean? I used to have Roku, and I don't remember where ads would be placed, I guess.
The deal that lets Roku carry Amazon's free ad-supported channel. See, once again, Amazon is getting a cut of that.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Now you're seeing that where that 8 billion is coming from parts of this.
Right. So part of their 8 billion is reported in the 2 billion, or the 2 billion is reported in the 8 billion.
Yeah, there's a cut being kicked back to Amazon.
I mean, and if that is the case, well, I don't know.
Well,
because are they saying that you could add this 2 billion to the Amazon ad revenue?
They're not saying that. I don't think they're saying that.
In terms of the size of this ad reach network,
they have a partnership. I'm guessing that Roku is selling ads, and Amazon is getting a cut of that on the content that Amazon is providing
through Roku.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how you can see Amazon kicking it on the ad revenue is content partnership deals.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think all advertising is based on that.
Yeah. So, but now the interesting thing, kind of getting into this Roku Amazon partnership, Roku is pushing back on the amount of data they feed over to Amazon. So, in addition to getting the cut, Amazon is also asking them to give us more information about viewing habits. And Roku was like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Isn't that cute?
What's that?
The same people that was trying to screw HBO want more data from Roku.
Let's face it, man. We can't. We kind of dance around this all the time. But remember when the saying was, what was it? Something is opium for the masses. I can't remember what
opium
phrasing. Yeah, opium was something for the masses.
No, I'm saying opium is opium for the masses.
Well, all right, whatever. There was a saying, like something, because opium for the mat makes you feel better temporarily, and
I don't know. I haven't done opium.
Well, I haven't either. I'm just saying.
I mean, you don't have to tell on yourself, bro. That's okay.
You know what? It's like data is opium for the masses, or for the monopolies, for the technology companies. They can never get enough data, and I think it gets to the point where we all know
Actually,
why.
it was religion, but I'm not.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yes, religion is opium for the masses, right? So data is opium for these technology companies.
Got you.
Whatever.
Okay.
Because they can never get enough of it, and it's not just any one of these companies; it's all of them, and they're fighting over because going over this other, the old saying, you can give a man to fish and he'll eat for a day. You teach a man to fish and he'll eat forever, or something like that. Well, if you give a company some money, they'll spend it in one day or use it one day. But if you give them some data, they can create more money over extended amount of time than they can ever get from just you giving them some money. So
or they can create a metaverse.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right. We got to go to Facebook now then. All right. So let me do this. Let me bring this down. Let's see what my buddy Anand is talking about here. At least they are battling. Yes, Roku is. I mean, they taking on one of the big boys. Let's see what he's saying. John took the words right out of my Anand. Let me just tell you, you should never.
Hey, bro, don't look.
Ever.
Listen,
ever admit
you cannot berate our audience because they have.
I'm just telling them I don't think that's a smart move
because they have superior intelligence, bro.
And that's what I'm saying. He does have it, and even superior intelligence can have a little misstep every now and again. That's all I'm saying.
The hate is so real on this show. It really is. It really is.
But it's real, but it ain't a lie. It's not a lie.
Gosh. But anyway.
All right. Let's see what we got with Facebook. All right. I do appreciate this about Facebook. I do like to see these daily active users.
Because that's all they got, bro.
Well, but if you have 2 billion daily active, you got a lot.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I mean, that's all they've got. That's all they got, and it's in trouble.
It's in trouble because of what they've done to get that.
A little bit, but I think part of it is too. I mean, the younger generation is not Facebook focused.
Yeah, but they're still on Instagram.
That's even, you know what? I have realized this, Brent. The realization is that every generation, it seems this way, gets their own platform. It's almost like music.
They want their own platform.
They want their own platform. Right.
Platform.
So it's like, we have the, the last generation, which was the millennials, they like the Instagram, but the digitals, it's coming out on TikTok now.
Yeah, TikTok. And once us old folks get involved with that, they're going
to stop. They're going to, well, it's not even that we get involved in it. It's just that there's going to be another generation coming up. By the time we get on, they'll be coming up and there'll be something new.
Look, I don't blame young folks. I don't need to be seeing old folks trying to act young.
I'll definitely be running too. Be like, that's where the old people are. That's why I still hang with you, but yeah, you're getting kind of old.
Okay. Yeah, dude is starting to hallucinate, folks. We might have to
go ahead. All right, go ahead. Facebook active users. What are you seeing here?
So, well, there's not much growth left, but then again, you're closing in on 3 billion daily active users.
That's crazy.
I mean, how many more can you get? Daily active. So think about this, and think about all the ad talk we've been doing. You got 3 billion people coming to your site every day. They're generating fresh data every time. And I was talking we did the watching privacy thing earlier today. And it's not just the 3 billion active users. You've got all these businesses who want to get access to these 3 billion active users. But a lot of folks that are doing business, particularly small business folks, they're looking for more folks like their customers. So they put in, what do you call that? Where you load up a group of contacts and then Facebook tries to map them to others that are like that. Mm-hmm. So you could be somebody who completely hates Facebook and doesn't want to be on the site at all. You don't have an account. You don't want to have anything to do with it. But if somebody has your email address that and they go to Facebook and uploads all their contacts to try to find more people like them to sell to, Well, guess what? Now your data's up in there.
Well, how
and
much
you don't even
data
have an
other
account.
than your email address?
Enough for it to be mapped and data brokered to find other pieces of information that they can attach to that email address. And the next thing you know, all your stuff is up there. This is a huge and then all the data that gets created every day. So it's not like a snapshot that lasts for 5 years. Daily active users every day, 3 billion people are adding even more stuff in there. So Facebook has probably the most extensive database of, and it's an active and up-to-date database in the world, and in the metaverse apparently, and that is what keeps them, at least for the time being, able to make. Let me see. How many beans did they make this quarter? Let's go to the actual revenue. $30 billion in revenue just for the quarter. Now that's revenue. Let's look at, I just want to get to the net income numbers now. Income from operations. So out of 30 billion, they got 10.4 billion in income from operations. So, and that's printing money. Look at the last 4 months, quarterly earnings. 10, 12. It's actually now, but we are seeing the Apple effect. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm watching you go through these numbers, and I'm like, wait a minute. If I was Facebook, I'd be kind of concerned over some of these charts right now.
Look at that. Let me go back to the sales number, the revenue numbers here.
It's flat.
It's flat, but it's not taking a hit like the income is.
Which that's
look at that.
Yeah.
Operating margin. Look at the operating margin.
Yeah, I mean, next quarter, if it looks like this, there's a problem.
Well, we already know it's a problem. Remember, Snap came out and their stock cratered like 25% when they did their earnings. But look at the drop in the operating margin that's like 25, 30% drop.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it is. But I don't know.
I'm not.
It's kind of yeah. I mean, the numbers are not great. Not for this, it's like it started out with a boom and now it's going back to old school.
If you look at the last 2 quarters, I think the revenue numbers were about the same, but look how over $1 billion of net income dropped off from Q2 to Q3.
Yeah.
He needs to start creating some new stuff because.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely they know what they know. We just finding out.
All right, so let's go to Apple. Let me bring up Apple.
Let's bring up Apple
because they're kind of at the heart of
everybody's drama right now.
Yeah, so let me see. I think it was under this one here. Okay. All right, so here's what I had for Apple. Look how much they made in revenue over the fiscal year. 300.
A third of a trillion.
And that's 33% up 33% year over year. Set a new September quarter record of $83 billion in revenue, up 29%. And look, supply chain constraints cost them an estimated additional $6 billion. So they could have been kicking 90 billion in 1 quarter alone.
Yeah, but that's again, it's like, okay, they're
that's not
acknowledging
a good thing.
The impact. And right. I don't see, COVID might go away, but I don't see the silicon shortage. And I mean, man, if China gets into a war with Taiwan, I mean, Apple could be in trouble. Or I mean, they're not going to go anywhere.
Well, relatively speaking,
they got plenty of cash, But the stock could take a little. The stock could go on sale. Let's put it.
Look at it. Set an all-time record for Macs and quarterly records for iPhones, iPads, wearables, home, and accessories, representing a 30% year-over-year growth. Wow. And even in the service businesses, hit an all-time record of 18.3 billion. I mean. And here's the thing about like you just said about the supply chain thing, there is a lever that Apple has that nobody else has. Let's say they start to feel the supply chain really starts hitting them, constraining revenues and starting to get pressure on their stock price.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know they can make, not to say that they've done this or will do this, but we've seen how some of the things they've done with the latest iOS updates from a privacy standpoint, the impact that they've had on these other companies. And remember I think it was last week, we had a chart that said that Apple's ad business has tripled compared to everybody else's who was tanking. So let's say that the supply chain thing continues to be a pain and maybe even gets worse. To make up for it, in the name of privacy and doing the Lord's work, as I said last week, they could tweak.
It's the Lord.
They could tweak a privacy thing and they could represent it as in the name of privacy. But that tweak in the name of privacy also brings in tons more profit-driven revenue.
Like creating an ad network?
But yeah, well, they've got, we never talk about Apple TV or Apple Plus. So they have their own stuff. But they can do a tweak that ripples so
What's
far.
the tweak?
And a privacy switch. All the things their privacy, like the opt-in instead of the opt-out instead of opt-in change. You're seeing what it's doing to companies like
But
Snap
how does
and
that
Facebook.
How does that make them revenue?
Well, I wish I had that chart from last week. All these since they started making these tweaks, their ad revenue has increased like threefold. And everybody else's is dropping off.
Yeah, they suck.
Because they have such a rock hammer grip on
the ads.
On that marketplace.
Yeah.
And that marketplace drives that, the app,
right? But let's put it
so
like
much
this.
revenue to like companies like Facebook.
So I mean, the thing is, but that's just a movement of money, and that's what you're saying. They're moving money from these other ad networks to their ad network.
And
they can't reach my people via Facebook like you could before, so you need to come into our ad network and put those dollars in.
Right.
But how many more levers do they have like that?
Oh, they got plenty because they've just been nibbling at the kind of the corners with this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, what if they get to a point where, and because it's, I mean, the ad money is like found in your couch money to us. But what if the supply chain problem issue drags on and it has a bigger impact on what they do traditionally for driving revenue, which is selling stuff? They could potentially say, all right, we got a challenge over here. What can we do to make up for it? Oh, you mean if we make this little tweak to privacy, that could drive revenue from these other guys?
But it's still piddly change for them.
But it could be but if they're able to get a couple of billion.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I hear you, but just look, we're talking about 366 billion in revenue. At best, if they took, so we're saying, right, if there is a slowdown, right? And let's say they took all of YouTube's money, it would still only be 7 billion.
Well, I don't think they're going to be doing that.
But you see what I'm saying? It's not a whole lot
of money. But it's just to stem the tide. I think it would just be a stopgap because eventually supply chains are going to get, back to normal and they're going to be selling, and the demand is just going to be pent up. So they're going to get that money. I mean, people are not going to not want phones and MacBook Pros and iPads.
Oh, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah, it's just pent up demand.
Oh, it's going to be even worse, man. It's going to be crazy.
I mean, look, I just ordered that ridiculously priced MacBook Pro
because you're a ridiculously priced person.
I'm just ridiculous.
You are
I
ridiculous.
admit, I'm just ridiculous.
You're
but I'm just
ridiculous.
saying, Apple is the one. I know we're watching Amazon, but when you start talking about, the what's going on with the ad market, it's being partially is being driven by Apple's ability to make a tweak that can have ripple effects throughout the whole industry.
Yeah, but I mean, that's one thing, but that's going to be baked in now, and everybody's going to start doing this, and it's not going to be it's just not going to be as far reaching next time. People got caught with their pants down. It won't happen again. Not to that extent.
I think there are moves and counter moves, but the one thing that Apple has over everybody are these phones that people just love, these devices that people love.
Yeah, people are stupid.
Don't be hating.
I'm not hating, bro. I'm sitting here talking to you on a daggone, MacBook that I bought this time last year. Remember?
And even then, I was saying I'm holding out.
But I told you. But when we talked about it, I said I can't. Man, it's going to be another year. And people were like, no, they got the chip. It's coming out. And I'm like, nah, not what I'm thinking. It's not going to come out. And it didn't come out until a year later. I needed the big one. I wanted the big one. So, and you know what? Honestly, though, you're paying less for the big one than I did.
Yeah, but I had to wait.
You had to wait.
Anyway, this turned into watching Apple all of a sudden.
No, we've watched all of them. We were watching the numbers.
We did. Today. We did watch everything because all the numbers came out this week.
Yes, we watched the numbers.
So in the aggregate, what do all the numbers tell you about the state of things today going into your favorite time of the year, the holiday shopping season?
I don't see any problem with the holiday shopping season unless there are real big slowdowns, which there already are, and a lot of stuff is baked in. There's going to be shortages of some of the most popular items, and I think people are getting the message that they need to shop early. So if you are in retail and you're waiting for Black Friday, that might not be a bad idea if you've got the inventory in stock, because I think a lot of places might be out at some point. And you remember my story of, the Tickle Me Elmos. If you hold it long enough and that week before Christmas, they're going to pay crazy money for it.
But will you be able to get them?
That's what I said. If you already have the inventory, it's almost like you got to sit and kind of wait.
But even if you have the inventory, can you make sure it gets to them on time if you're waiting to sell them the last week of Christmas?
Well, not the last week. You might have to wait till, Green Monday.
Unless you get deliver them, can deliver these things.
Yeah. Which Amazon can do. Or they could be sitting in Amazon's warehouse and you have them not listed. There's a lot of ways you could play this.
Well, that's right, because we talked about coming out of Amazon Accelerate, that local selling thing they're doing.
Yeah, buy online, pick up in store.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting, man. Because I was just on a webinar the other day, or whatever, LinkedIn, whatever, and they were asking about that, and I was like, this could be a good opportunity for a lot of small and medium businesses this year to possibly compete with the larger retailers in a way they haven't been able to before, just because of that local connection. So hopeful.
Local is a big positive if you're able to connect with other local organizations to help you move your stuff.
Yeah. It's here. It's time. Enjoy your fourth quarter, man.
Well,
but order early
because you're going to pay more. We're done. Yes. But anyway, that was good. It was a lot of good. That was a good discussion.
It was a good discussion on my part. Jeez. Took the words right out of people's mouths, and
that just happened once. And if you notice, he hasn't said anything else. So
I know you berated the poor man.
He wised up.
Poor Anand. He just berated the man.
So, are you dressing up for a Halloween? You doing your trick or treat?
You know what? We just realized that it's Sunday, right? So I don't know. I know my daughter right now is getting ready to go out. She's got a couple of parties this weekend, which is kind of interesting because it's the first time in a long time, that she's making that kind of move. Which I think that's kind of symbolic, of where America is right now. I think people are trying to get things a little bit more moving, even though we're going into the chill season. So that'll be interesting. But no, I'm not. I don't think I'm dressing up. I wanted to get a mask like with the diamond shape on it, but I never got it in time. So, have you watched that?
The diamond shape.
You haven't watched the what's it called, the Netflix show? What's it called?
Oh, Squid Games.
Yeah, you haven't watched Squid Games yet?
Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty interesting, but I'm the fascination with it I don't understand, but it was good.
It was something you could binge, and then it went viral.
I did binge it, but
See,
then I forgot
it was something you could binge. But what? Have you watched it a second time?
No. Why?
It's because when you watch it the second time, you see a whole lot of nods to what's actually going to happen. And I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But I'm just saying, when you watch it the second time, you'll be like, oh, dang. And you'll see these little things. You'll be like, oh, I get it.
I was too busy having to read the captions.
Dude, why would you do it that way? You could watch it in English.
Oh, shoot. Really?
Yes, they have it dubbed in English. Heck yeah, you missed half the movie trying to read it all.
Now I'm gonna have to watch the damn thing again.
Yeah, watch it again. Dang, man, you missed a whole lot. Because I was like, the first episode, I was like, I'm not gonna watch this because I gotta read. I'm not gonna watch it. Then I was like, oh, you can just change it. You can change it to English. Well, I'm impressed that you watched all those episodes and read it. I'm impressed.
I hated it because, usually you like to do all sorts of, multitasking while you're watching something. I couldn't multitask a damn thing.
No, you can't do anything. It's Squid Games on
Netflix.
On Netflix.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that's too funny. I cannot believe.
I watched that whole day, and I had to sit here like this, afraid to blink an eye, because they be talking fast.
You can't look at your phone. You can't do nothing. I mean, it's like,
Jesus. I had no idea.
I refuse to watch movies that are all captioned. I can't do it. It's just too hard for me.
She saw it.
Yeah, watch it second time, Chandra, and you'll be amazed at all the little nods to the ending.
Did you watch it with the English, or were you like me and just?
Yeah, Chandra, did you watch it with English dubs?
Oh, God. I feel like such an idiot now.
I mean, come on, bro. I mean, you know what? And honestly, I'm very cognizant of, like, from international flying, that oftentimes you can just flip it to English. Because I'll be there on a Chinese flight, and I'm like, there's a couple of these I know that they've got overdubbed in English, and you can find them. So that's too funny.
Now I want to hear their voices. All right.
Their voices are not even close to the people. But anyway, that's the funny part sometimes.
Well, I guess I know what I'm going to be doing partially.
There you go.
Yeah, all right. You on the road next week? Or?
I am on the road. I will be in Vegas. I leave on Tuesday. There's a couple of events going on, and then I'll be back. So,
like Arnold Schwarzenegger, he will be back. Folks.
I'll be back.
All right. Well, I'm about to head out. Everybody have a great weekend.
Not in a good way.
I'm so glad I was able to entertain you guys with my lack of knowledge and understanding. Anyway, you have a great weekend. We will see you next Friday watching Amazon and Beyond. Do we do this?
Yeah. Peace.
There it is.